Good morning and happy Thursday. I hope everybody rested well and I hope you up and just all into your day rocking it today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about perfectionism. And we know that we'll never be perfect, right? I think it's good to strive for it, or should I say to strive to do better, but not to the point that it becomes stressful or sad, you know? So I've had clients in the past that have talked about being, feeling like they have to be perfect, and they relate it to being a child. And in their childhood, their parents would constantly say they can do better. And even if they get an A, it's like, oh, I got a 99. Oh, that's awesome. No, it's, oh, well, you should have got 100, or you need to try to get 100 next time, instead of just being good with that's awesome, that's amazing kind of thing. So then they always got that feeling of almost like my best is not even good enough, and so I have to keep striving, and everything just has to be perfect and done a certain way. And that can be miserable, that can be stressful, and that can be sad when I have a season maybe that I'm not on that level, or just a day. You know how some days we wake up and we're just off, and people be like, oh, you didn't have your coffee yet, or your tea, or whatever it is, your hot toddy, whatever it is, and you're just off for whatever reason. So you're not going to uh, work the way you normally work. So today I want to give an assessment, and it's eight uh, things, and I want you to check off what matches you. The first one is I have high standards for myself, and I usually hold myself to them. That's a good question to evaluate. How high are my standards? Are my standards reasonable, or am I way above my own operating level as well as other people's? Next one is I usually have a right way to do something, and it is difficult to vary from that approach. So I have a way that is right, and that's the only way it can be done, and it has to be this way. And guess what? It will become stressful if it's not that way and I can't get it that way. So are you able to check that one? The next one says people consider me extremely conscientious and careful as a worker. Okay. So what do others say about you? What do your coworkers say? What do your business partners say? What does your family and friends say about that? The next one is when I am wrong, I am very embarrassed and ashamed. So if you make a mistake or if you're wrong about something, how do you feel? Do you feel ashamed? Do you feel embarrassed? Or do you not care? That would be me. I wouldn't care. It is what it is, right? But does that bother you? Because if you have perfectionism, that means that it will bother you and that you're ashamed, you're humiliated because you made a mistake. The next one is when others are watching me, I am concerned that I'm going to humiliate myself. How do you feel if you're doing something and people are watching? Do you get nervous? Do you just automatically feel like I could do something wrong and that's going to be humiliating? That goes back to the first one. Will I be embarrassed and humiliated if I do something wrong? Does that heighten for me if someone is watching me? The next one is I almost never perform at a level that I am satisfied with. Again, am I satisfied if I'm in class and I get a B? Am I satisfied that I set the bar up here and I only made it here? Or do I feel unsatisfied no matter how great the job is? Even if I get an award, am I still criticizing myself? Am I still saying I have to do better? The next one is I have a hard time letting go of mistakes I make. Are you able to just move on, or do you keep going over and over in your head about that mistake and how you felt about that? Do you live with regret because of a mistake? The last one is I feel I have to be hard on myself or I won't be good enough. Are you strict on yourself? Do you feel like I gotta keep pushing myself? I gotta keep pushing myself. I gotta keep pushing myself. Is that how you feel? So let me know how you came out on that for perfectionism. Um, I can post some of the dumbest stuff in the world and I'll have about 35 comments. Okay. But when we talk about mental health, I notice that there's a silence. Let's break that silence. Okay. Especially in the Black community. Let's be okay with talking about it, just like we talk about diabetes, arthritis, gastritis, pancreatitis, whatever it is. We don't have a problem talking about those subjects, but we still have that stigma in our community that it's not okay to have any form of mental illness, right? To not be mentally healthy. But it is okay to talk about. And it's something we should not be ashamed of. It's something that we should not hide because whatever race it is, I don't care if you're poor, I don't care if you're middle class, I don't care if you're rich, mental illness affects everyone. It doesn't choose, it has no prejudice. It's in everyone's family, and we should be okay with talking about it and encouraging those people to get help instead of telling them they're crazy and trying to avoid them or trying to go lock them up and forget about them. No, we have to open our hearts and open our minds so that we can help them, because it's like anything else. You can live a great life if you have mood swings and you feel like one minute I'm happy, then I'm sad, and then maybe in a couple of weeks I'm excited again, or I'm manic and I can't stop. I can't shut my mind off. I can't be still. I can't sit down. You don't have to live like that. You don't. There's help for you. And if you reach out, help is on the way and it's life changing. So let's open up. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it and let's get through it together as a community. Let's get through it. Let's support one another. Let's not be ashamed. Okay. So as always, I hope you have an awesome day and let's make today amazing.